Hey guys, today I'm really excited to share this with you. This is my first cigar factory tour. I'm stoked. I've already been in there. They've already got me a cigar. They've set everything up. So right now I'm just gonna show you the outside. We're gonna work our way in. We're in Granada right now. I am stoked. So check it out. 1925 it says. I can't really read 1945. It was built a while ago. Now we're at Mombacho, and they have quite a good reputation around the world. And let's get in there.
Welcome to Mombacho Cigars.
We're inside, so check out the main lounge area. And they have a variety of different cigars, all different types and such. So whatever you're into, they got it. Should we get rolling?
Right over here.
Let's do it.
So I would like to start first by saying welcome to Mombacho Cigars. My name is Nubia Gonzalez. Your name is?
My name is Devin.
Devin. Okay. Okay, Devin. So I would like to share with you first that Nicaragua was discovered back in 1502 by Cristobal Colon. Granada was founded in April 21st, 1524 by Francisco Hernandez de Cordova. Granada is considered one of the oldest cities in Central America, the same with Guatemala City. Inside of Nicaragua, it's also one of the oldest cities. It's actually a rival of Leon City, because many years ago they had like arguments with who would be becoming the capital. But then at the end, it was declared as Managua. Mombacho Cigars was founded in June 2006 by two Canadians. Everything started by a backpack trip of two successful beverage pioneers from Canada that on their trip to Nicaragua, they visit Granada and they decided to hike the Mombacho volcano with only a cigar on hand. They reached the peak and they lit the cigar, and that was the first Mombacho moment. So that's when they asked themselves what would be the best way to introduce this experience to the world, and they decided that would be with premium handmade cigars. Right over here we have Mario Favilli. Mario Favilli Pandecci was born in May 29, 1888 in Pisa, Toscana, Italy. He came to Nicaragua around 1900, about when he was 20 years old approximately. And he had studied in one of the Institute of Arts in Italy, and he came here, he was already in architecture and sculpture. And he started working beside with a Nicaraguan engineer. He did a few works. One of them was the Piscopo Palace, which is a presidential palace in Managua in front of the lake. Unfortunately, this building was destroyed by the earthquake 3 months later. After that, it was rebuilt. He was also known by building parish church in Diriamba Carazo, and he also worked he built a beautiful house in the east corner of Central Park for Carlos Vivas Pelas, which is one of the most wealthiest and richest families from Nicaragua. And one of his best known works, what gave him that recognition, was creating the monument and paying homage to Rubén Darío, our famous poet. This monument lies in a park that bears his name in Managua. Now, Mario Favilli built this beautiful mansion. This was his mansion, and he started to build it in 1924 and finished it in 1925. Doors, windows, the iron art, and the marble used in the staircase were imported from Italy. Yes, Italy. From over here, you can also see two beautiful statues. One represents his wife, Florinda, and the other represents his sister-in-law, Nina.
I have a question for you. Where are the boys from in Canada?
What?
What part?
I think it's Toronto or Ontario. Toronto, Ontario. Yeah.
Southerners.
Yes.
I'm from Ontario too.
Oh, okay, cool. He's also part of the Stem Whistle beer of the company.
Oh, we drink there.
You Really?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
It's cool to hear the story. So I like as you guys know, I often climb mountains and smoke cigars when I get to the top. That's my thing.
That's cool. Okay, nice.
I like these guys already.
So also Mario Favilli, when he was settled down here and he got married with Florinda Picasso, Nicaraguense, he built a soap factory, but it didn't go as well as he expected, so he shut it down. But then he decided to open a tile factory. Now the machines used to make the tiles were brought from Italia. And you can see here the floor. Now this floor or tiles are made with cement and they're hand painted. You can actually visit Ladrillería Favilli, which is in Calle Santa Lucia. It's opened and it's owned by 4th generation of the Favilli family. You can actually see the whole the process of how they make the tiles. It's beautiful. Now this house was, when Mario Favilli passed away in 1973, he left this house to his children. And in 2002 they sold it. After that it was sold a couple more times and then it was bought by Mombacho Cigars in 2014. When Mombacho Cigars bought the house, it had been abandoned for many years, so they had to restore it, but they always respected and the original architecture and design of this house. If you notice, it has a neoclassical colonial with a little Italian touch.
How much did they pay for it?
Not sure. That's something I don't know.
Okay. I'm a real estate agent, so I'm always curious to see what the prices are of different places, right? Now it's so beautiful, I think people would love to come here and retire.
Definitely. There's many people that come here to retire and buy houses. Not sure the price of this because I wasn't part of the team in that moment. I'm pretty new, so not sure.
What's the average price, let's say, for buildings similarly around here, just ballpark?
I think it could be $500,000.
Okay.
$500,000.
US?
Yeah.
Cool.
But there's many. I think it all depends of the street or the zone where you're buying.
Of course.
Yes. So it depends.
Yeah.
Now over here we have the tobacco plant. The tobacco plant is one of the fastest growing plants. People say it's family of the tomato and the pepper. Now, this plant is germinated here in Nicaragua in the months of October, November, December, and January.
Near Esteli, or where are you growing your
In the northern
part?
side.
Okay.
We don't have our own cultivation as of yet. However, we buy from an association of tobacco farmers in the north.
Oh, cool.
We buy from 4 different regions: Condega, Esteli, Nueva Segovia, and Jalapa.
Yeah.
Each region is characterized for having a different soil. Now the soil, it's really important because it's like the terroir for the wine. So for example, in Condega and Esteli, you have black soil, which gives you more like a woody, earthy, spicy, or peppery note.
Can you show me what cigar you make with each?
Actually, we use a combination.
Oh, so you're mixing.
In our blends.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we, in Jalapa, Nueva Segovia, there's more of a reddish, brownish soil, which give more of sweet notes. Sometimes it could give you a little honey, in some occasions dried fruit, or even roasted coffee. Yes. So, as the tobacco plant, the cultivation starts by putting the seeds in trays, and they wait that the seed becomes a seedling. This will happen between 2 to 3 weeks or 30 days. And after this time, they transplant the seedling to the field. Now, the transplanting will happen depending on which variety. There's many varieties of the tobacco plant. We have wrapper, we got filler. For example, the filler will be transplanted into an open field where it has the major exposure to sun. But we also have the wrapper that would be transplanted most likely into a greenhouse where it has the most exposure to shade. Because it's really important because of the characteristic of the elasticity of this leaf.
Okay.
Now, both plants are classified from bottom to top in seco, viso, ligero. Seco is the lowest leaf. It's the one that's closest to the soil. It doesn't have too much aroma or flavor. However, it's really important to the construction of the cigar because it has a fast combustion. Then we got viso. Viso is the middle leaf. It's the leaf that's characterized for having flavor, for having aroma, and it's normally used to give the balance. We finally have the ligero leaf, which is the youngest leaf, the one that's exposed more to the sun. It has really thick vein, it has really thick structure, and it's known to give the strength and the consistency to the cigar. Okay. Now the first cut is done 75 days after. You normally cut from bottom to top. This process is called priming, where you basically are choosing the leaves that are ready to be cut, the ripe leaves. So it's a really delicate and meticulous selection of leaf. Before you do cut the ligero leaf, you have to cover the reproductive part of the plant, which is the flower, with a bag. This will allow the leaf to die and it will give you seeds. Now this is for the figure. When it comes to the wrapper, before you actually make the first cut, you're going to cut the reproductive part of the plant in a process called topping. And this allows the leaf to grow, to have more volume. So basically you will cut 10 days after you cut the reproductive part of the plant. After the harvesting process comes the curing process. Now the curing is when you tie up 10 leaves and you hang them in well-ventilated barns for about 45 to 60 days. And this time this process is where the leaf changes from green to yellowish. Now after the curing process comes the fermentation process. Fermentation process is when the leaf is stacked in pylons, but before it's stacked, it's misted with water. So when you stack them inside the pylon, the temperature will rise, allowing the leaves to release ammonia. The ammonia is what actually completes the fermentation process. So it's known that when the longer you fermented the leaf, the darker it is. The less you fermented the leaf, it's not so dark. Any questions so far?
No, you're doing a great job. I'm really appreciating it. We're going into production. We're going to show you how it's made. Myself and Luvia.
Hi.
Let's crush it.
Right over here, this is the production floor. We have a total of 4 teams. Each team has a roller and a buncher.
Okay.
Now I'm going to take you to the couple that's going to be teaching you how to make your cigar, and then you'll make your own.
Perfect. My favorite part about these places is that they're always taste testing. There's quality assurance. They're smoking it right in-house, so they know it's good.
Yes. Right over here we got Pedro and we got Maylee Gonzalez. They're today going to be your teachers. So right over here I would like to show you this is the Condega Seco. It's Seco leaf and it's from Condega region, so it's a little bit more spicy, a little bit more peppery, more woody or earthy. So please, want to take a smell?
Actually, I don't even think I recorded that properly. Like, it smells amazing.
This is Viso, which is the middle leaf, and it's from the sweet region.
Okay.
You want to smell?
No, I'm good. We'll just keep rolling. It all smells amazing. You have to smell it. You have to come here and get it while it's original.
Right over here, this is Condega, and it's also Viso leaf, so it's a little bit more spicy. It's a little bit more intense, the flavor and the aroma, than Seco. This is the binder. The binder is the leaf that is put aside from wrapper. When you are sorting and inspecting the wrapper leaf, you have to be careful and make sure that they don't have any stains. And if the leaf has any stains or it's damaged or has any holes, it's put aside and classified as binders. So it's also a pretty smooth leaf, pretty delicate leaf. Now you're gonna see how he uses the binder. First thing, he lies binder in the wooden table. Then he uses a Seco leaf. For the base. Now you're gonna notice how he's making the bunch. The bunch is when he starts making the cigar. He's using a technique called estrujado. This technique helps you with a good construction and a good consistency of cigars. Now in the cigar industry, you have many types of technique. You got entubado, empalmado, mariposeado, but here we use estrujado. Now basically you're putting all the veins into the center, then you're gonna cut down the bottom part, and you're gonna fill in the middle. This is what gives the consistency in the bunch and also gives the rich flavor. Right over here, he's starting to do the emboquillado. Emboquillado is the most important part when you're creating the bunch because you have to put enough pressure. After that, you have to keep the pressure and slide with one hand and roll with the other one so you continue the same direction. Then you're gonna massage the cigar towards the front. You're gonna make the first cut, you're gonna shape the head, and then you're gonna put it in, you're gonna seal it with this glue. This is natural glue, it's made out of vegetable extractor, and it's called bromocol. Bromocol is a white powder that is diluted in boiling water, and you stir it until it gets really good. Then you put it in the mold, and we wait 30 minutes, and we take it to the press, and we leave it there for 30 minutes. And each 10 minutes, they will flip around the cigar 45 degrees, so it has a really nice cylindrical form. I'm gonna show you a recently pressed cigar and just the cigar. So right here you can see a cigar that has been already pressed. Now let's see the process one more time so you can make your own.
Perfect.
Do you have any questions of the process?
No, it's pretty amazing to be here and watch all this happen. It's cool that the people can make them at home.
Yeah.
Watching this tutorial.
Yes. It takes a lot of effort to make a cigar. It takes a lot of details because you really have to know the recipe. You have to know when a cigar is missing material in the middle. You need to know how, with what leaf you're gonna do the filling, so it has a good construction. So you ready to make yours now?
Let's do it.
Let's do it then. Have a seat.
All right, let's get it done. Hey guys, I'm gonna make a cigar now.
So now you just pressed your cigar. We're gonna leave it there for 30 minutes. The buncher is gonna flip it around each 10 minutes, 45 degrees. And then we'll be coming back once we finish the rest of the tour, and you're gonna do the rolling with the wrapper.
Perfect.
Great? Okay, let's continue. We're gonna have Pedro calibrate the machine and test your cigar. So right now we're gonna test the draw. It cannot go under 40 and it cannot go over 50. For it to be a really good, pleasant smoke, it has to be between these two numbers. So now, he's calibrating the machine.
So I made a cigar, now they're testing it. We're gonna see if I'm good at this. He basically helped me the whole time, but like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
So it's not too bad. It's in 52, so I only went 2 millimeters more. So I think it won't be a bad smoke. Maybe it could be because it's still a little bit humid. So after 2 days, I'm sure it's gonna be a good smoke. Now a cigar, when it's tested here, we test each one of our cigars, each one. And we make sure that they have to be between the range depending of the size. Now, if the cigar does not meet the range, if it goes over 50, for example, it's taken to the drying room where it's dried for a couple of days and it's retested. If the cigar is too high on the draw, it will go to waste. If it's too low, it will still go to waste. We do not let any cigars pass because they have to meet the standards of exportation for a pleasant, high quality smoke.
Yeah.
So now let's do the final part where you're gonna roll your cigar with the wrapper. So we have Devin, who's gonna be teaching you how we roll the cigars. So right over here, I'm gonna show you the wrapper. The wrapper is the leaf that it's transplanted into a greenhouse where it has most exposure to shade. It's really important because the leaf is really delicate, it's really thin, and it's elastic. You can see it here. Now if you notice, the color is really neat. It has no stains, so it's perfect for the final rolling. Now first thing she has to do is mist the metal. She cleans the excessive water, then she starts stretching the leaf carefully. She smoothens the veins. She cuts straight and then in a curve, sorry. She passes through diameter. She smoothens the sharp area by filing the cigar. She does a semi-cut. Then with the little strip of the wrapper, she will roll in the foot, making sure that she's reinforcing this area. So when you do the final cut. Now you start rolling. Here you're gonna roll towards the front. Really smooth. With one hand you will basically stretch the leaf and with the other one you will roll. You don't have to put any pressure because it could damage the cigar. So for example, right now, this is a perfect example. The wrapper got ripped because it's really delicate. So you have to be really careful when you're doing this part of the process. So she's restarting. She seals with a little bit of glue. She cuts in the half moon, and now she's gonna lift it to shape the head. Where you start, you have to end. You have to keep the same level. Then you pull, and you're gonna cut close to the head. Then with a little bit of glue, you're gonna tuck in the rest of the wrapper, stretch the leaf, smoothen the head. Now you're gonna create the hat or the cap. You open and you close, and voila, you have your cigar. Cool. Now anatomy of a cigar, for those that do not smoke, is cap, head, body, and foot. So when you put the ring, you're putting it in the body. When you're gonna smoke a cigar, you're gonna remove the cap by cutting, or you can remove it with your nails. And you're gonna toast the cigar first, and then you're gonna lit and smoke. And enjoy.
I use my teeth. Cool. Well, that was awesome.
Now you're gonna mist the metal. Now with a little sponge, you're gonna clean the excess of water. Right there. There you go. Now you're gonna stretch the leaf. She's gonna help you do the first part.
Tiene que estar un poco más, como decía Nubia, porque no sé.
Gracias. And then there. Keep going.
Now you're gonna cut in a half moon.
Que le queda ancho el corte.
Try to be, for it to be a little bit wide.
Okay. Just right here. Up.
Here. There you go.
Gracias.
Now you put a little bit of glue in the edges. She will now shape the head of the cigar. You will continue in the same line. Try to keep the same line.
Then you gotta cut.
Now you're gonna cut. Huh?
Did I fuck up?
No, she's gonna help you with it.
Okay, yes ma'am.
Just a little piece.
I fucked up.
No.
Absolutely. It's okay though, it's my first time.
A little bit lower. Now you get a little bit of glue in your fingertips, in your thumb and your index finger. You'll rub it
So now I'm rubbing it there.
in the wrapper in a circle, and when you you're gonna create the cap. You're gonna open and you're gonna close.
Oh, sheesh. Cap it. Okay.
Now you're gonna do the final cut.
Okay. Just put it right. Nope.
No.
Wait. And then I can close it.
And you got your cigar now.
Do I smoke this cigar in the future?
You're gonna smoke it. You're gonna smoke it in a couple of days, maybe 3 or 5 days.
All right. So now that I've made my cigar, it takes a few days to come to a smoking level. I believe it needs to. I don't even know, to be quite honest. But a few days I can smoke this, and they're having the supervisor come and give me a score. I don't think it will be a good score. We'll see. I've never done this before, but I don't know. They might lie. They might just be like, it's amazing. But I hope they don't. If I'm bad at it, I hope they tell me. But I mean, they handheld me the whole way, so I think it'll probably come out decent. We'll see. This is really fun to do, even if you're hungover, which I am. Let's see what happens. All right, they're gonna score my cigar. Hey, buddy.
So Freddie here is gonna test, is gonna actually supervise.
Oh,
He's gonna put a little bit more glue.
I'm losing points.
Marcó 52.
¿Quién lo hizo?
Espere. Now, let's see what he says. ¿Cuáles son tus comentarios?
Parece que estaba un poquito aquí, bastante feliz, el gorro, pues, no sé, como que no supieron, no sé si fue que no supieron cortar la capa, porque tiene cuatro vueltas, tiene 4 vueltas de capa, pero más 9 de 10.
So he says it's pretty good. The only thing is that he sees that it was 4 wrappings.
Yep.
Normally it's 3. The head was, because of how we shaped the head, it could be a little bit more better. And the cap, he had to put a little bit more of glue, so he's gonna give you a 9 out of 10.
I feel like it's not a 9 out of 10. I think that's more like a 7. But
No.
yeah, no, it's 9.
You did a good job. Now you're gonna sign, and that's yours. That's your scorecard. Awesome.
Thanks, man.
You.
I guess that's it.
That's it.
I made a cigar. Good for me.
Make a cigar.
Cool. So that whole experience, they sell out here. So that's a $30 experience, and you get to kind of do everything that you've seen, and you get to hang out with some cool people. So I'd recommend that. Stop by. Video's not over. I'm putting a ring on it.
Yes, you are. So join me.
I believe it was Beyonce who said, famously, if you like it, put a ring on it. And so I'm going to follow in her footsteps of doing that. Well, not her. I don't know.
I'm gonna take you to the main stairs.
Cool.
So you can see the beautiful monuments of the wife and the sister.
So beautiful.
El anillado.
All right, I'm gonna ring it.
Puro que anille. ¿Sí?
Y agua. Pones la goma
Okay.
y
And
listo.
you close it. Ready? It's your turn.
You care.
Alright.
So I'm going to put it right at this line.
Yes.
Yes. I need glue, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, but do I put the glue?
First, you have to find where it has to go.
It goes right there.
Yes. So now you lift it carefully, keeping the same place.
Okay.
Now turn it around slightly
En este.
and put
lado.
glue
Al
there.
otro lado.
Put glue there.
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit, not too much, because then it will stick into the cigar. That's not good.
And I put this under it.
Yes, you have to put enough. So it has to be a little tight. So it
Alright.
has to be. It's really tricky.
I am not successful at this.
Tiene que pasarle varias veces.
Okay.
You have to put a couple of times a little bit of glue.
Okay. I'm gonna put enough glue there. Ah! Come on, glue.
Después de aquí te limpias.
Okay.
Then you can clean yourself in the little wipe.
Okay. Then we'll go this line here. Bam. Hold it. Put that there. That there. Tight, 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 tight. Come on, come on. Ah. I'm not good at this shit. Ah. It's not. Go, go, go.
Ahí, que lo sostengo un momento.
I'm happy.
Now,
Listo.
hold it for a few minutes so it sticks. Now you got it. You've ringed your cigar. El tubo.
Let's roll. What's next?
Next, I'm gonna take you to the kitchen. This is what we call the kitchen. So when all the material has been processed, the filler, the wrapper, you bring it here, you weight it, you put it in inventory, and then you distribute or you classify depending of the region and the layer of the leaf. For example, here we got Viso Condega, which is from the spicy peppery region, and it's the middle leaf. Right over here, we got Seco Condega, which is the lowest leaf from the spicy region. Right here below, in the red, dark red sleeve, we have Jalapa, which is the sweet region, and it's the middle leaf. Now, this is ready to be distributed to the team for their day's production.
Perfect.
Now, each person can make around 200 cigars per day.
They're all made with love, right?
All made with love.
Perfect.
And passion.
Oh, it smells so good in here.
This is the drying room. So here is where the fitter is brought once it comes to the company. And normally it comes in packs of 100 pounds. So when they come here, the first thing they have to do is sort the leaf. Even though we buy them sorted, we have to resort them for quality control, but not only because of that, also because they come humid, so they stick to one another. So it's really important that we separate them, and then we lay them down in these beds. Now they stay in this room for about 2 or 3 hours, depending on the grosor of the leaf and how humid they come. Normally when they come here to the factory, they come around a 40% of humidity, and we have to lower it down to a 3 or a 5%. Now this is really important because when you're making a cigar, if the fitter is humid and you pass it through the draw master machine, the draw is going to be too hard. So it's not going to be a really nice and pleasant smoke. So this is really important. So if a cigar is tested high in the draw master machine, it comes here and it stays here for a couple of days, and then we retest them. So you can see a few of the cigars here. Right over here we got the fountain. This fountain was made in 1960 by our actual vice major. He was the teacher of one of the daughters of the Favilli family, and it was recently retouched. So now you can see the little, in the fountain, the kid has a cigar on his hand.
Oh, well, that's neat. He's having a pee and having a cigar.
Now let's continue to the second floor. Right here you can see the handrail. The handrail is made out of marble and it's original from the structure.
Which is a lot of Italian rock products.
Now I'm going to take you to the best room. I'm sure you're going to love it.
Oh, it smells like angels in here. Oh my God. Wow. Heyo.
This is our humidor, our vault. We have approximately 300,000, 400,000 cigars in here. All of our cigars spent here about 6 months as minimum before they are taken to the packaging and they're exported. When a cigar comes in here, it comes in bundles like these. And they're all etiquette with the type of cigar or the line, the date that they were made, who bunched it, who wrote it. Now this is really important because it helps us know when a cigar is ready to be go to a final inspection and then go to packaging and exporting. Maximum time a cigar spends here is about 9 years. Now, right now we have recently released the Cosecha 2016, which is a cigar that was made with a specialty selection of the crop of 2016. And the cigar has been made 5 years ago and it's been aged 5 years.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yes. A longer a cigar is aged, the better it is. It's like wine. And basically right over here, you can always, you can see that we have in the ceiling and in the walls, cedar macho wood. So it's like oak barrels for wine. Now you can also notice that we have like a black cable in the ceiling. This cable is connected with your barometer right here in the corner. It will indicate you when the humidity goes lower than 60, it will automatically turn on, releasing a mist to humidify or moist the room. Now the temperature is really important. It has to be cool. Here we keep it in a 61 Fahrenheit, which is around 17 Celsius, approximately. Any questions?
I heard you guys are rebranding actually.
Yes, we are. We are changing of name in the U.S., especially from Mombacho Cigars to Favilli. Now this is paying homage to the person who made this beautiful mansion, which is Mario Favilli Bandecchi, as we also want to become a tobacco museum here in Nicaragua.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes. Now let's continue to the packaging area.
Sounds good. You guys have to come into that room. It smells so good. Even if you don't like cigars, like she said, they're gonna make it into a museum. The historical value in this building, as well as just learning how everything happens, which you're getting on this video, of course. It's just being here, it's special. It's a special place to be. Everyone's so passionate and happy. I know, I'm stoked.
Right over here, we got this wall where we have a few of our ratings. We also have a picture of Lewinsky and Mark Cuban with one of our cigars. We have here Michael Jordan with one of our cigars. In 2015, Cigar Insider rated us third best cigar issued that year with our Tierra Volcan Corto with 92 points. Right over here we have a mention of Tierra Volcan Corto with 92 points, Mombacho Liga Maestro Novillo with 92 points, Mombacho Liga Maestro Hermoso with 92.
Can you explain the point system a little bit?
Basically, when they're rating a cigar, they're not only rating the flavor or the profile, they're also rating the construction. So basically, when you're smoking a cigar, the ash will tell you much of how the construction it is. So if it's a good construction, the ash is going to be pretty big. But when it also falls, you will see that there's like a little cone or a little volcano, and that tells you much of the technique that we're using, where all of it go into the middle. So that's also considered a good construction. Over here we got a mention of the Cigar Lover magazine with Diplomatico rum and the Diplomatico cigar by Mombacho. It took 3 years to make the perfect blend to have a full savory and sweet experience. Right over here we got Cameron Keeps, and we have a few friends. We have Claudia Segroy and I think it's Mark Brady. And you have the $5 Canadian that started the empire. We got Churchill.
Can you tell me any celebrities that have been in here, or any special people that have come for a visit?
I'm not pretty sure because it's been really recent that I started working here, so I'm not sure if any celebrities have come in the past.
Okay. I've been around a lot of cigar shops and all that. It's not uncommon for celebrities to kind of stop by these places and have a cigar, especially in lounges this beautiful. So definitely cool to stop by. You never know who you're gonna meet.
Right over here, this is the packaging room. We got Lisbeth, we got Mama Connie. So when a cigar comes here to the factory, when the cigar comes out of the humidor, the first thing is that we normally sort the cigar, and we sort it here in this table under white light. You have to carefully inspect the cigar because during the 6 months, the cigar can suffer a unique or small damage. So these cigars are not good to export. We're really meticulous and really detailed when we inspect the cigars that we are exporting.
So what happens to a cigar that can't make it to a storefront? What do you do with those?
Those cigars are sold here in the factory with a discount and with no rings. They're sold in singles, bundles, and in bundles of 25, 50. These cigars are good to smoke, they just might have a little crack in the foot that's not nice to people's eyes. So it's not considered good for the standard of exportation that we have.
Absolutely.
So after a cigar has put aside and we have already identified the cigars that are good to export, we sort them by color from right to left or left to right. A cigar will never be the same as the other one color-wise. So we try to have them always similar colors because it's really nice when you open a box and you see a really similarity in the color. Now after they have been sorted by color, they're brought here to this table where they are ringed. Right now the ladies are not ringing, however I'm going to see if they can ring so you can see one.
Sounds good.
So this is, for example, right here. This is the new line. This is the Lava line. This is a 3-dot cigar. It's a really flavored cigar. It's really sashading, clean smoke, full experience. So this is the final outcome. You have the bóveda, which is a humidity control. You have this little postcard that says Favilli. And you got the final results.
They're all the same color.
So right over here, the ladies use this little stand to ring the cigars. It's like a ruler. They have marked, depending on the size of the cigar, they have marked where they have to put the ring. So all the cigars, if you notice on the box, they have the same height. Now a primary ring always has the date and year stamped to the back from when it was produced. The secondary ring normally only has the name of the brand. And after they ring them, they put them in the cellophane tubes and they put them in the boxes. ¿Alguna caja vacía para enseñar el código? So in the bottom of the boxes, we have a code. The code is really important to us because it has to do with the quality assurance for our customers. The code basically, the first letter is the name of the line. For example, this will be L as in lava. Then you will have the first initial of the person who bunched the cigar. Then you will have the date. Then you will have a letter representing the month, a letter representing the year. Then you will have the letter that represents the name of the person who's ringing the cigars. Then you have the date, a letter that represents the month, a letter that represents the year when it was ringed and when it was packed. So when a customer has any complaints with a cigar, it's really rare, but it might happen. If the cigar is dry, if the wrapper it cracked, or for any reason they had any issue with the cigar, they can definitely contact us and we will fill out a quality assurance report with this code. So we would always ask the person to send us a picture of the issue, a picture of the date and month stamped in the back of the primary ring, and also the handwritten code in the bottom of the box. So we can further investigate and prevent any issues in the future.
Right on.
So right over here you can see how Mama Connie is putting in the ring. So she also uses the natural glue that you use in the bottom, which is made of bromocol. See that the rings are located where they're supposed to be according to where she has it marked. After that, so she will put in the cellophane tube and then put it in the boxes. Then the boxes are sealed and ready to export.
and then smoke.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Right now, I'm going to show you here the railways that I mentioned earlier. Inside the structure of this house, you have rails, and the structure of the house was made with artisanal cement or armed concrete. Because cement had come to Nicaragua until 1960s. So it was one of the first houses made with this type of cement. I'm going to show you now our third and fourth floor. This part of the house was made in 1945 by Mario Favilli. He decided to build this part of the house because he wanted to feed pigeons and raise some pigeons. So he created like a dove pool. Pretty soon we'll be opening a rooftop bar, hopefully by mid of this year. And you will enjoy a good cigar, a good drink, and a really beautiful view of the city. We are one of the highest buildings, so we have a great view.
Oh, this is quite nice.
Look at this right here. Now I want to take you to the fourth floor.
Is there pigeons still?
There's some pigeons still.
There's some pigeons.
Yeah.
We're keeping the dream alive.
Visit us.
Well, it's generational, you know, like every generation of pigeon says that's a good spot for, you know, go hang out. Oh, this is nice.
The idea up here, this is also going to be part of the rooftop bar. It's going to be a lounge where you have an amazing view. Now the floor here was installed recently in 2018, and it was bought or was made in the same ladrilleria from the floors downstairs. So you notice that the design is pretty similar. Right over here you have the beautiful Mombacho volcano, which is his last eruption was about 20,000 years ago, giving birth to the isletas, 360 isletas approximately. Now many people argue that it wasn't done in an eruption, but it was made during an avalanche. You can also have a beautiful view of the lake. And you can see from here all 6 churches of the city. Starting from right to left, we got the blue one, which is Maria Auxiliadora. Next to it is Jalteva, La Merced Cathedral, San Francisco Museum, and the Guadalupe Church, which it looks like a castle, right over there. Now this church was used to defend Granada from pirates many, many years ago. You can actually visit it and you will see how it still has a little bit of damage when they burned it. Now, many, many years ago also, this city was burned down by a freedom bustero called William Walker. And when he burned it down, he put a sign in the entrance saying, "Here lies Granada." But we finally were able to build it up. Now it's more beautiful than ever, so you have to come visit us. What do you think?
I think it's fucking awesome. It's amazing, just the architectural style of things, and then kind of coming to this historical building and seeing the passion everyone has. And in a few months, you can come up here yourself, look at all the churches, come in this beautiful space, and enjoy a nice cigar. Maybe you don't smoke and you just want to have a... You guys are going to sell food, I'm assuming?
We're going to sell appetizers or tapas.
Tapas is amazing. Come here, have some food, have a cigar. Don't have a cigar, but definitely have some booze because you're on vacation, you deserve it. Unless you're an alcoholic, then stop.
From here you can also see a beautiful view of the crater of Laguna de Apoyo. Now Laguna de Apoyo has 2 meters of deepness. It's warm water, it's sulfur water, so it's really good for your skin.
Yes.
You have beautiful places where you can have lunch, pay a day pass, and spend the day.
Absolutely. Cool.
Cool. So now let's finish your cigar.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. This place is amazing. If you liked what you've seen, drop a like, subscribe, give me some attention, and definitely give these people some love. If you can't make it here, go buy a cigar. Support the brand. You're supporting Canadians, and you're supporting the locals here, and you're supporting an amazing culture. So cheers to you. Catch you on the next one.